Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. It is Tuesday the 12th. We got a lot to talk about today. I know a lot of you had a crazy Monday like I did with traffic and getting things started for the week. Hopefully we can cruise right through today. We got a lot to talk about. And we have today on the show our live guest coming up for the first time, Bareknuckle fighter. As you know, Bareknuckle fighting is growing crazy. Boxing, MMA, UFC, but Bareknuckle is one of the fastest growing sports in the world. And we have Markus Suarez coming on from BKFC. Picture him, you can see him right here, a guy who's building his brand, building his notoriety. We're looking forward to having him on the show today. So here he is, Markus Suarez. Welcome to the show, my man. So glad to have you on.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me, man.
Look, man, we've been talking about BKFC. We've been talking about fighting. We've been talking about UFC. And literally, I've been connecting with a lot of fighters. And one thing I'll tell you is, I'm excited. We got fights coming up, which we'll get into. We're going to show some clips of you. First of all, where are you at right now? Tell the world where you're based at.
Based out of Miami, Florida. You know what I'm saying? 305.
305, born and raised?
Born and raised in the county of Dade. And I'm outside right now. I'm outside of the gym.
Look, man, I got to tell you, I've been watching highlights. I've been watching clips of you getting ready to go. I got something to pull up today for people to see. What I got to tell you is I had interviews on here. We had HD. I know you know Howard Davis, one of the main events of the fight. I know you're in the fight game pretty heavy. How did you get into fighting? Like, this is something that boxing is one thing. It's a tough sport. UFC is a tough sport. Not going to deny that. Not saying these guys are warriors. The BKFC is different. And I've been saying this for a while. There's no gloves. You barely have some wrist wraps on. I mean, you're a warrior out there fighting. I mean, this is real shit, no?
Well, man, listen, everybody always says, oh, man, BKC and Bareknuckle, but when you're in a street fight, you're fighting with no gloves. You're not going to be like, oh, hold on, let me put on my 12-ounce gloves and let me spar you for 12 rounds. No, that doesn't happen. So I got into fighting, man, at a young, early age, man. And, you know, the schools out here are not the best in Miami. You know, I was bullied as a kid, so I had to fight my way out of school. You know what I mean? And it wasn't easy, you know. But bare knuckle is a tough sport, man. But it's natural. It's supposed to be fought without gloves. You know what I mean? This is our natural habitat as a alpha male, as primals.
As a warrior, right? Like you
As a warrior, modern day gladiators.
you're saying it best. And I got a whole bunch of clips. But I want to focus on something. This is a guy here, man. Tell me about this guy here, right? Like when you're out there and you're training, you're getting ready. I mean, tell me about this guy right here. What is he going through? What is these emotions? What is he feeling?
Emotionless. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, emotionless. A lot of people, they come to me for help or coaching or whatever, and then I tell them the one thing you gotta do is put your emotions on the back burner. You gotta focus on breathing, surviving, and the rest is bullshit. You know what I mean? The rest is history. You gotta focus on the task at hand, and that is, you know, getting through the punches and not getting hit.
Look, man, I got to tell you, when I'm watching literally BK, and I'm coming to the fight on Friday, we're going to get into your fight, what's going on with Change of Fighters. But what I want to say is people that watch you in the ring, right, and they see what you're doing, you're stepping up, you're throwing hands. It's like, we realized this in Howard in the production said, look, it's a circle. It's like a real ring. And I'm like, holy shit, it's like a ring. So when you're in there, when you come down and you step into that ring, you're saying it's emotionless. When you're training, you're going through all this, when you step into that ring, you come walking out, you know, they announce you step into the ring. Are you saying everything is now behind you? It's like, look, balls to the wall. I don't feel shit. I'm ready to go. You're just throwing hands. How are you feeling?
Of course, man. As a fighter, there's so much that we got to deal with on our plate right before a fight. You know, a part that we got to sell tickets and we got to deal with the cash. We have to deal with our weight and deal with the food and deal with people and we can't be an arrogant person. We have to come off as a nice person. So it's a lot we got to deal with leading up to the fight. You know, and oh man, I lost track of the question, man.
No, listen. I know. Listen, you're about to fight in a couple days. You're gonna lose track of a lot of questions because your focus is where it's got to go. I guess what I want to say is, and you brought up a good point right now. You brought up a really interesting point. And guys that are watching this right now, This man is getting ready to fight in a couple of days. We're lucky to have him come on the show, bullshit with us when he's supposed to be in the gym. He's right outside the locker room right now, right outside the gym, about to go in and train. And he's been doing this day in and day out. But you just said something interesting. Selling tickets, right? Like, bare-knuckle fighting was fairly new. It's growing. It's got millions of followers now. People are growing. You're growing. Other guys are building. Run us through that. So you get started initially, you got to sell tickets. Like, you want this to grow. They ask you to get out there and promote and sell tickets too.
Yeah, this is another thing that you have to come across. You can be a great fighter, but if you can't get somebody to purchase one ticket to come see you fight, man, then you're not creating enough motion. And nowadays you have to have motion from the people. You have to be involved with the people, with the community, because that will only take you so far. You can't just, I have a fight in 3 weeks. I need sponsors. I need money. I need people to come see me. No, it's not going to work like that. You need to learn how to sell yourself, promote yourself, market yourself, and no one's going to do that as much as yourself.
That's interesting. And I know what you said about that is important, is the entertainment, I think, right? Like, I'm on here. I have a sports platform. I come on here. I played football. I can relate to you. But I also know you're like, look, I got to make weight, right? When I was playing ball, I'm just running around whatever weight I am. Like, I'm just training, playing football. You got a weight regimen. You got, obviously, every morning you got to be on time for your training classes. You got the kind of food you got to eat. Obviously, we see you shredded in here. We're seeing you, get around and spar a little bit and do what you got to do. But it's like, you're selling tickets. People want to come to your fight. We're going to be there front and center. We're going to be watching you walk into the ring, right? To see you throw those punches, get a W. We're excited to watch you fight. But I have a question for you. And I asked HD this, and he answered it. But, I want to ask you this question as well. And I have the picture here. When you get hit in the ring, everybody that's fighting is going to go through this. I don't care if you're the best in the ring, the worst in the ring. You're going to get cut. You're going to be bleeding. Tell us right now, you look on here, you got a cut, a gash. You need stitches. They got to glue it. They got to do whatever. When you come to that corner, because when you're fighting, blood is being thrown around. We know that. When you come to the corner and they got to check it, this is a ref I know had checked it, but you come to the corner with your team, what do they say to you when you walk into the corner and you just got shit is leaking, right? Like, everybody's going through this. Like, I don't care what kind of fighter you are, you're going to go through this. Do they say, look, you're good, man. You're good. Get out there and keep fighting. Or do you say, holy shit, what the hell's going on with you?
In this particular situation, I tell you the truth, I was more focused on my breathing and lowering down my heart rate. And when I got to the corner, my corner man was like, "Oh, don't worry about the cut." I really wasn't worried about the cut at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. The adrenaline pumping was so much that I didn't even. I knew I was cut. I knew I was leaking, but it wasn't bothering me. It wasn't affecting anything at all. And the corner man was actually more worried than I was. He's like, "Oh, don't worry about the cut." I looked at him like, "Is it that bad?"
That was my question that I have for HD when he came on the show. I was like, look, when you show up and you got a cut and you're bleeding, because obviously you're in a street fight. We've all been there, right? We get in a fight. You're bleeding or whatever. You got to fight to survive anyway. Like, you're in the street right now. When you get in the ring, you go to the corner, say the end of the round, whatever. You walk over there. I know one thing. I got kids. We'll get into that in a second. When one of them falls on the ground and they don't even hit their face, but they come close and they're crying, I'm like, holy shit. The first thing you're looking for is like blood, like what's going on. You got to handle that. When you come to the corner, they got to keep you, okay, you're good. Take a look at that. Put some this on that. Like, what are they putting on your face? Tell them what they're doing on your face when there's a problem. Are they putting a bandage on it? Are they putting ice on it? What are they doing?
Well, BKC has some of the best cut men in the world. They come from the boxing world, and they deal with all types of cuts. And BKC also has some of the best doctors to attend to the cuts. If it's too severe, they will stop the fight. And my cut was on the inside the eyebrow. So the Dr. Modi saw it, and I have no many questions about it. If he saw that it was dangerous, and then I accept the call. And but yeah, they put in Vaseline, they closing they put in liquid Band-Aid. They're doing as much as possible to stop the bleeding in the fight. And then of course after the fight, they just put me some lidocaine and stitch me up, man.
Just like nothing, just like, okay, stitched up. Okay, I'll see you in the gym tomorrow.
it was literally a set from like a war movie, like they had these triage centers set up, and it was a table. It wasn't even a bed, a table with a mat and doctors were there with the glasses, and they were just sewing it up, man. And they did a beautiful job. They did a perfect job.
Wait, so okay, let's rewind that for a second. So the fight's over. They're stitching you up in the locker room. You're saying?
Yeah, in the locker room,
Okay,
right there in the triage.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You head back. They're taking care of you. So this is important. So look, you're putting your life on the line too. I told HC, I said, you're out there, you're fighting. You're putting your life on the line. Anytime you get into a fight with anybody on the street, if they can't fight, a little easier, right? You're going to the ring with people that can fight, like you, maybe a little bit less than you, sometimes a little better than you. And so you're not going out there with someone who's just a random guy that can't do anything. These people are trained. They're ready to go. They're fighters. Some people are overweight, some are underweight, some are shredded, some are not, but they can all fight. It's not like they're out there for the first time throwing hands. So I try to tell people this is a real situation. Like, this is life or death. You're out there fighting to get paid. You're fighting to build for your family. You're fighting to build, for your next step. And in between those fights, right, it's hard to work a full-time job because you got to train. You got to prepare. So walk us through the day-to-day life of, when you wake up in the morning, what does your typical week look like?
Well, I'm blessed to have beautiful sponsors that they keep me rolling. Just the last year before my BKFC fight, I was working at Amazon, and I was delivering packages, because it's expensive to pay for your coaches and your food and you gotta have more than one coach. It's not just boxing coach. You gotta have your strength and conditioning coach. You gotta have other coaches, your mental coach, your breathing coach. So there's a lot that goes into this. But I'm blessed to put in a lot of hard work. And my sponsors see that, and I'm blessed to be put in an opportunity where I can train every day and wake up in the morning and I get to train in the morning for my boxing coaches, and I get to train in the afternoons with my strength and conditioning coaches, and I get to build off of that momentum, and I'm blessed, truly blessed. But yeah, I train all day. I usually run every day, my 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, depends on how I feel.
Wow.
Train strength and conditioning an hour every day. Boxing every day, mandatory. Saturdays is kind of like my off days, but I don't really take it off. And Sundays I have Sunday sparring at Iron Fist, with Coach Jay. So, there's a
Nice.
lot that goes on in my daily life, man. I never stop. That's one thing. Find me a fighter that outworks me. Find me somebody that works with the community. Find me somebody that trains as much as I do. Find me somebody that takes care of their body as much as I do. Find me somebody. I'll wait.
I like that. So you're fighting, you're chasing money, you're building entertainment, and you're also working in the community. And you made that really clear. Your goal is not to just fight. You want to make sure you want to give back. You want to build around you. And what's your message for BKFC, for people that are watching you, the people in the organization, the people that are rooting for you? They want to see you grow. They want to see you build. They want to see you help build BKFC. What's your message for them?
It's market season. It's market season, baby. I'm not going anywhere. BKFC is so much more than just two guys fighting in a ring. We are role models, man. And I want to look up to that. Give back to the community as much as I can. Well, kids with autism, Hope for Miami. We work with Hope for Miami, and we work with kids with autism and adults with autism, and kids that don't have fathers in the color, the fatherless. A role model program, and we're out there speaking to the kids and putting positivity into the kids. Also, the kids who have drugs and alcohol, we take them in. We have a sponsorship package for them at the gym, and we're going all out, man. We're not stopping. We're showing the world that BKFC is much more than just fighting. We are actual people with lives that we're gonna show them who we are.
I like that. So now we're speaking of that. Let's talk about your situation that you got going on. So you had a fight lined up. Actually, I pulled another picture up here for you from the other show. Here you have a fight coming up, right? And so what happens is you're preparing for this fight. You're ready to go. You're ready to knock people out, basically. You're ready to line up with this guy. And what happened? Walk us through this guy you're supposed to fight and then what just happened.
Well, this is the rematch that I had on August 24th, my debut, BKC debut. And of course, everybody knew that the fight was stopped prematurely for a cut. And I was asking for this fight for over 6 months, maybe 5 months. And BKFC is not big on rematches.
Really?
So they gave me this rematch. I was happy to take the bad taste of my mouth, the reset button, I call it. And 3 days before the fight, he pulls out. I don't know. I don't want to start finger pointing, but in my training camp, I train for everybody. I train for guys 6'5". I train for guys 5'5". I don't care. I'm ready for anybody and anyone, literally.
So he just said he's backing out. They basically had a deal lined up with you for this Friday. Dolphin Mall lined up to fight on the card, and all of a sudden he's backing out. So tell us what you do as a fighter at that point. Oh, my guy's not fighting. I'm ready to go. A, you got to get paid. Like, your goal is you're selling tickets. People are coming to your fight. You're selling tickets for people to come watch you fight. And this guy backs out of the fight. What's the next situation? What do you got to do? Your camp, do they go, oh, I got to find you another fighter right now? Tell us how that works, because now you need to find somebody else, right?
Well, I'm in talks with BKFC now, and we're looking for a replacement. Hopefully that goes through. Me as a professional, I remain calm. I keep on with my training. I'm still contracted, and I'm still contracted for this fight. So in my mind, I'm still fighting. I'm still going to the weigh-ins. I'm still going to media day. I'm still going to the press conference. I'm still sending my autographs, and I'm still doing what I have to do. So in my mind, remain calm. I'm still fighting.
And the thing is, now that they're trying to find a replacement, we're coming to watch you fight too. Like I said, we're gonna be by the ring, so we're showing up too. So people that are coming there going, I'm coming to see this guy fight. What's going on? So BKFC now, I'm sure they're gonna be in a rush. I'm talking to the commentator on the show. I've been talking to the DM and even the president of the Bareknuckle, right? I've been communicating with a lot of people there trying to build our brand. Obviously, we do all sports, NFL, NBA, yada, yada, yada. But now we're doing a lot of fighting, and we're actually excited about working with the fighters, getting back in the locker room. Hopefully, before you come out and fight on this Friday, we'll be in your locker room. You can tell people, give your quick last-minute words, whatever, a couple little sparring, a couple little throws that we can watch some things and kind of get you a little bit more in the game, and also people that are live around that are watching you. We're going to be excited for that. But hopefully they find you someone quickly. And my question is, when they find you someone, and you just said this, you don't care who it is. You don't care if they're 6'3", 6'5", 6'1", you don't care who it is. So if they bring you a guy in there, as long as it's in your weight class and your type of division, you have like a couple days to prepare, and that fighter has only a couple days to prepare.
Yeah, I feel sorry for whoever they put in front of me, man, because I'm on a mission, and I've been prepared. I haven't stopped training. Like I said, nobody can outwork me. I've been prepared. My camp, we're focused. We're confident. I'm super confident. We don't even have no doubt in our minds at all for anybody. We just don't care. We just want to fight anybody who's stepped to the plate.
Your goal right now is, I'm showing up, I'm fighting, I'm winning, I'm leaving. Like, that's kind of what your goal is right now, right?
No, we won the fight. We won this fight already. Whoever it is, we won the fight.
You're looking forward to
this fight. We just gotta stay calm now, relax, go make the weight and go to the weigh-ins and collect my check.
Hey man, I like it. I'm looking forward to having you on the show again. A lot of people now, they're watching the fight game. I've been showing a lot of people. I've been talking all through social media. This will go up on social media. Obviously, let people know your Instagram handle. Announce it on here so people that are watching this can go follow you on Instagram. I'll put it on here too in the chat.
It's it's a little weird one because it's official Young Merc, YUNG.MURK 2 underscores.
All right.
Because people put Young as YUN,
right?
The regular.
So. But I got you. But I also, if they just search your name, obviously they see on here Markus Suarez, they're going to see you anyway.
You can Google me. You can put on Google Young Merc, Markus Suarez, all that, and I will come out everywhere.
I like it. Look, man, I'm looking forward to coming to your fight. I will be at your fight. And then we'll keep in communication, because after your fight, we're going to bring you back on here live and talk about that. But like I said, more importantly, during that time, when you're in the locker room, we're going to come back and get some clips of you back. That'll be awesome for people live around the world. The people that are on my channel and people on other platforms can see you getting ready and prepared front and center, what it's really, really like as you walk out for the fight, man. Thanks for having you on the show, bro. I'm really excited to have you on here. I'm looking forward to having you come back on here again.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure and honor. And I do have the coldest entrance to BKFC history. So
I'm looking forward to it, man. So what fist? Show me one fist. What fist you throwing first? Let me see it.
Bam.
Boom. Okay. Let's go. Okay, brother. Well, we will see you on Friday. I will see you there. I'll be in contact with you before that, so we make sure we get more tickets your way and watch you fight.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Looking forward to seeing you, buddy. Moving on to the show, guys, we have more to talk about. Obviously, Saquon Barkley signs a massive deal $37 million with the Eagles. And people are like, what just happened? Saquon Barkley just left the Giants? It's like, look, a lot of people were like, hey, Saquon Barkley is never going to get the deal there. They don't really want him there. They franchise tag him. And all of a sudden, look, boom, he's with the Eagles, literally right down the street. I mean, that was like a big slap in the face, NFC East, and people are pissed off about that. I know a lot of people, especially Giants fans, like, look, if you're going to get traded or go somewhere else. Don't let the man go to free agency because now you're going to battle him, and he's with the Eagles. That's going to come back to haunt you. I can promise you. Saquon Barkley, I believe it was, 3 years? I'll pull it up here to make sure. I believe it's 3 years, $37 million. Yeah, I got it correct with the Eagles. Crazy. Well, let's move on to the next topic as we run through these because we have a lot to talk about as well, even though we had the fighter. We got DeAndre Swift. Okay, I believe he just pulled out $24 million. So he leaves the Eagles. Eagles fill those shoes really quickly. What'd they do? Grab Saquon Barkley. But DeAndre Swift, I like him as a running back. I like him as a player. He's a gamer. He'll do well. Heading to Chicago, got his deal 3 year, $24 million, right? Going to do big things out in Chicago. And then we also have Christian Wilkins. These are all the new deals. If you haven't seen them yet, I'm blasting them front and center so you can see what just happened. $110 million. The Dolphins let a great player go. I'm telling you right now, they let a great player go. Just went to the Raiders. This is a big time deal. I don't know why they let this happen, but they did. And I believe it's 4 years with the Raiders. $110 million. I'm just saying the Dolphins let an excellent player go. I know obviously due to money and situations, they got to do things, but man, that's a hard one, tough one to swallow. Kirk Cousins finally gets his deal, $180 million with the Falcons. All right, so listen, everyone was like, Kirk Cousins, he's going to come back with Minnesota. They had open questions for him. They wanted him to come back. They were excited to have him back in Minnesota. They didn't make it happen. Kirk Cousins signs a massive contract with the Falcons. People thought Justin Fields. I thought Justin Fields. That's where Justin Fields is from. People were excited to have him come to their, hometown where we grew up out in Kennesaw near Atlanta. It's not working out. Not happening. He's not going there. Obviously, they give $180 million to Kirk Cousins. And I got to tell you, that's one of the biggest deals that we've seen in a while. But this is why this is significant is Kirk Cousins is like 35 years old, right? Like people cannot find quarterbacks, right? And I've been saying this. If I was them, I would not even draft a quarterback at this point. I would draft all my skill positions. I'd draft my offensive linemen, get some young, tough guys in there. And as a veteran, I go find my quarterback, right? The Steelers did it, just picked up Russell Wilson, only a 1 year deal. Look at Baker Mayfield. Now it's balling with the Bucs. Not a rookie, had to learn his word and build. Then you got Trevor Lawrence, right? He's with the Jaguars, but it's like, hey, he's still building. He might be on his next deals where he'll ball out. Mac Jones, Patriots, did okay. Now he's with the Jaguars too. So it's like, look, it takes a little growth in the NFL. We're seeing that now. We're seeing the trend. We're seeing that people have to grow. And obviously Kirk Cousins now gets this massive deal. I'm happy for the Falcons. They got a quarterback that they're going to want. They had Matt Ryan for a long time. Didn't work out. But I'm looking forward to seeing Kirk Cousins there. It should be very interesting. And we're going to move on now to the quote of the day. And why this is significant and important, I do it every day, as you guys know. Little hard to read on the screen, right? Like my eyes cannot even pull this up. So what I do is I pull it up on my screen over here. So you look at the iceberg, right? Tip of the iceberg is small. You don't see the whole thing, but let me tell you what goes into it. Okay, from the bottom, risk, failure, doubts, criticism, discipline, sacrifices, rejections, late nights, persistence, hard work, just to get the tip of the iceberg right there of success, right? Like you work so hard, all the stuff below the water, you don't see, right? Like the Titanic, you're driving, going on the water on a boat, on a cruise, whatever you're doing, you don't see all that on the bottom. You don't see all that hard work, all that growth, risks, failure, doubts, criticism, discipline, sacrifices, rejections, late nights, persistence, hard work, just to get that little bit of success, which shines for the rest of your life, which is so important. We're building it here. You're seeing people come on. I appreciate all of you. And you're seeing now more than ever, more interviews are coming on the show. Even this week, we have more UFC fighters coming on the show, NFL guys coming on the show. So we're building that up in entertainment. So I appreciate all of you that are in here today, this morning. Give me all the love and support. As you see some new faces come in, thank you. Good morning to all of you. I see all of you in here. I screenshot every single day when I leave on here. Good morning. Obviously, I tell everybody good morning. Peter, Tracy, Candy, obviously Howard, Brittany. As I go through the whole list, there's other people. As I'm scrolling through, my eyes are terrible. So if I didn't say your name, I apologize. Devon, obviously. Laura, my mom, God Voyage. Dennis, thanks for joining us today. Everyone that's jumping on here. Brenda, obviously Young Merc, thanks for having you on. I'm squinting over here like a crazy person. But listen, I just want to say thank you to all of you that are joining us in the live every single day. We have more interviews coming up this week. It's only Tuesday, but listen, tomorrow's hump day. So we get right through it, right? And we have our quota day every day to keep building strong. Tuesday, we'll finish through today strong. And then Wednesday, it's hump day. And look, we're cruising to the weekend. So we're excited. I know you guys are excited. Let's keep building. Let's keep growing. Thank you for all of you that are joining the Mason Mob as well. If you want to join the Mason Mob, all you do is send me a link or send me a message. I'll send it to you. You jump on there. It's $1.99. You get all this cool perks and stuff. And obviously all the interviews and guests. You'll be able to call in first and foremost to talk to the celebrities and all that too. I appreciate all of you that have been joining me day in and day out and watching this thing grow. Thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early, 10 o'clock. Until next time.